will show you the process of creating embroidery with all nuances and in real time. Well, of course, I will have to stop from time to time. Otherwise, this video would take at least 80 hours. This cross is simple and beautiful in appearance. I'm pleased to show you once again how it's embroidered and give you a hint to embroider your usual patterns with it. If it's difficult for you to convert from simple crosses to double crosses on your own, then in my store, the link to which you will find in the description of this video, you will find a sufficient number of embroidery designs converted into easier to understand embroidery samplers. By the way, I have not seen any diagrams for double crosses outside of my store. It took a lot of efforts to come up with a convenient display method, and I'm extremely pleased to receive 5 stars reviews with gratitude and confirmation that embroiderers have fun while embroidering. It's really warming my heart infinitely. Well, intuitively, I will show you what I think is important and what would be useful to share. Your feedback is also very important to me. It will guide me and make the material on my channel even more useful. If you subscribe to my channel, then you know that I'm popularizing embroidery using the double cross technique, and also use related techniques in my designs. I'm open to any compilations and experiments, all where there are still many possibilities within just the double cross technique what I would like to explore. A few more words about organizing the working order on the work surface, and I would like to draw your attention to the fact that I will embroider as usual on my hands and on a large piece of canvas, the size of which extends even beyond the table. And I will create this design as a continuation of the individual elements already embroidered. As I already said, you can fantasize endlessly, and now we have such a task, a large piece of canvas. According to calculations, the finished embroidery should be about 51 centimeters along the upper leg and 47 centimeters along the lower leg and about 70 centimeters to the hypotenuse. Of course, now this is a large piece and the movable canvas will shrink somewhat during embroidery. So, for detailed explanation, close-up shots are important, I believe. And there is no task to put the outline completely in the frame. Well, my task is the following. I need to develop an ornament on this piece of canvas based on what I can up earlier. This pattern was embroidered. It is also a triangular in shape, but much smaller. If you compare it with the current embroidery, it's about half. And now there is an interesting creative task ahead to create a new ornament using connecting elements so that all 3 ornaments look like a single collection. I will need to identify a pattern and repeat these elements exactly, or this modification in my new ornament. It is impossible to do an identical repetition, and I like it. Pure creativity begins, and mathematics and geometry rolled into one. So, turn on observation and imagination, and it becomes clear that this embroidered piece is similar to the corner parts of the future ornament. The logic is as follows. I will correlate this element with the embroidered ornament, this one. Let me just prepare for you to visualize it as much as possible. And I will repeat this triangular part, corner part, later, this one here, for symmetry. And for this central part, which is square in shape, this one, I prepared something interesting. Well, it's time to continue embroidering, and I will show you the process. It's very exciting, isn't it? We will watch how the pattern, how design gradually develops. So far, the embroidery looks like this. The contours are embroidered, and the length and height is now about 55 centimeters, which means the shrinkage will be about 4 centimeters. Large size and non-standard shape of embroidery are a challenge and additional opportunities. This section is already embroidered and repeats this section as planned. This is one of the symmetrical elements in this ornament. Well, canvas really very big, it's not very easy to show, but I think the logic is clear. You see, again, one side and another side. I will try to zoom out the image, and now it's necessary in this analogy to begin to form an ornament in the selected color palette. While I was embroidering the contour parts in the corners, I a little bit changed my idea of developing this ornament. I had an understanding what I needed to figure out the square first. And in this square, since I'm embroidering an ornament, should be a nested mini ornament. And I will now make an insert here to conceptually connect this part and this part of this piece of embroidery. I will show you like this. I will continue to fantasize about this element of an ornament for sure, and this idea need to be developed and built in the central part. And then there is an idea of breaking the central part diagonally to match two parts, applying the principle of symmetry. This is element I want to modify and repeat using mirror symmetry. Let's see how it goes. It's a coolest moment, the birth of idea and transformation into something real. It's like from empty canvas, clean canvas to a moment of finished ornaments. It's just fairy tale. So let's talk again. Such an element, this one, they'll be somewhere here and here, and also in the central part of my future ornament, but in miniature, symmetrically located here. This is just like an idea, yes, what I think. I hope you understand. It's actually still transforming in my head, and it's so incredibly interesting to come out with ornaments you just can imagine. By the way, write what you come up with. Do you like ornaments? What are you embroidering now? It will be great to discuss all this together. You can, of course, do a great job of embroidering according to patterns, but you can also come up with your own ideas and fantasies. Well, let's move on work process and return to our reason a little bit later. Let's look at the process of advancing the development of this ornament. And as I said, these identical sections have already been embroidered. But being in creative process, I thought what I still need to do something with the central part. I will zoom out to match it like this a little bit to show you better. This element had to be combined with this ornament, and idea came to me. I will now highlight it for you to make it more clear. It's not so great to have some kind of manipulation with already embroidered canvas, but it will be better to show you like this from above. And I transferred the contours of this small element to the large square of a future ornament. You see? So during this step, I have great variability. Initially, I combined these two ornaments with simple repeating lines. What do you think about this idea? And inside, there will be a completely different element, but I need small fragments to match. It is necessary that both embroideries look harmonious. I have such a special task ahead of me this time. For you, maybe it will be not very important, and you will be not targeted something special, so you will be able to fantasize without regard to any requirements. Well, repetition and symmetry, what I will use through all my artwork this time. I want to show you again. See, it's very clear. I will embroider the current canvas with such small elements, details. You see, like repetitive lines everywhere. So repetition and symmetry. And you know, my idea of diagonal stripe was transformed into the idea of embroidering two symmetrical triangles, like what I was holding right now, embroidered piece. You see here will be like this side on corners will be repetitively embroidered, and here also through diagonal line I would like to create like this two triangles as well. So I will come to the corner parts a little bit later, and now I want to play with the central part. Let's take a break now, and I will do some embroidery options and get back to you again very soon. It's really very exciting, and I hope you won't waste your time. You'll spend it wisely, and also during amazing creation right now.